Are you curious what's new in the marketplace for Flight Simulator 2020 focused on aircraft and aircraft liveries? Then this is the video for you. Let's roll the intro and then let's look at the details. This week we've got multiple new items, and although the number says 8, we actually have 7 because there's one item which is belonging also to a different category, but I will explain it a little bit later. So the first one is from RHD Simulations. It's the 767 bundle, which includes the 767-200, 200 Echo Romeo and 300 Echo Romeo, right? So 3 aircrafts or 3 aircraft types. So if we go to the details, we can see that this is an extension of the 200-200ER into the RHD Simulation 767 family. That's really nice. If we look at the description, we can see what's really included, right? First of all, there are, of course, the 767-200 and 200 Echo Romeo equipped with the General Electric CF6 engines. And there's the 300 Echo Romeo, which is equipped with, I would say, 2 engine types, depending on what you want, right? Either the General Electric one or the Rolls-Royce. Both of them have options for winglets and original wing tips in the 300 Echo Romeo. And there are, of course, normal exits, emergency exits, and that also is configurable in the 300 Echo Romeo. So the 300 Echo Romeo contains a lot of options. Besides that, of course, it's an accurate modeling of the exterior, flight deck and cabin, 4K, 8K PBR textures of the whole aircrafts. Well, really nice. And true to life animations of the flight surfaces, landing gear components and doors. Then the wing flex animations with smooth and dynamic bending, right? That's to say that you really see that the wings are moving. That's really cool. As well as custom animations for various cockpit elements like the side windows, the seats, the armrest and the entry door. Authentic flight models, adjust for all the variants, custom soundworks, modified PFD, MFD and ICAS screens, including both engine and status displays for the lower ICAS, and a simple IRS system and heating temperature simulation included. So that's simple, right? It's not advanced, but simple. Realistic fuel system, custom cockpit lighting, custom cabin includes working flight attendant panel with light controls, function TV screens, custom IAV for many liveries, as well as a working seat belt and no smoking signs. That's really cool. I didn't see this earlier, at least not mentioned in the release notes. And then, of course, we get a lot of effects for the engine, the APU and the wing. There's the decision height, this engine standby instrument, and the IRS mode selector screen made from scratch. Full support for Flight Simulator ground equipment and GSX profile. GSX is a third-party add-on, so keep in mind that if you want to use this, you need to have the third-party add-on, as well as the support for the native startup checklist, and dozens of liveries are included. So these are the aircrafts, right? If we scroll down, this is what you will get. And you can see that it looks really cool. Here we got the Austrian livery from the Austrian Airlines. Here we got a screenshot from the cabin. Also, this looks pretty nice, right? You can see the usage on the bottom. It's not clean, but used. British Airways. And then this is another shot from the cockpit. United Airlines also included. The cargo doors can be opened and closed. American Airlines again. You can see all kind of working instruments. Air New Zealand is also included. So a lot of cool things, and on the bottom there are more screenshots, like Condor is included. This is, I think, is Japan Airlines, if I'm correct. LATAM is included. So pretty cool. Now, with that, there's also the separate one, which is the Boeing 767-200, 200 Echo Romeo from the same developer. I will not go to all the details because we discussed most of them. So you can see that there's a lot of commonalities between the 300 Echo Romeo bundle description. I can see a lot of things. Here they describe how many liveries are included. In this case, 31 liveries. For the 200, these are included. For the 200 Echo Romeo, these are included. So a lot of nice things. Here's a mention, right? Some systems of the 767 have their roots in a default aircraft, such as the 747. So likely they will use some code which is already included. And here we can see some screenshots of the 767. Really nice one. Also, you can see that they reuse the screenshots. Zimbabwe, the cabin again. Also nice liveries. Also, this is pretty cool, right? I would say checklist on the yoke. United Airlines again. Well, these were, I would say, same screenshots, right? Which we also saw for the bundle package. But still, it's pretty nice. And I would say if you would love to fly a bigger aircraft and would try, for example, the Boeing 767, this might be a good candidate which you want to select. If you love flying a smaller aircraft, but still a bigger one than the Cessna, then the Citation CG3 Plus from Live to Air might be an option for you. There's also a nice aircraft which comes with twin engines, right? Here's one and the other is on the other side. So what did they include? A lot of things, right? High quality 3D models, 4K textures. There's the custom G3000 avionics based on the working title G3000, so a special one. Custom anti-ice systems, stick shaker, custom sounds, 8 liveries are included. And then there's the fully interactable cabin, including place and eat food, place and drink cans and coffee, working tables, working lavatory, moving seats, working blinds, and a functioning main and cargo doors. Custom EFB, including 5 apps. So there's electronic flight bag, the airplane, the map, the notes, the Navigraph, and SimBrief. Looks a little bit like the same, like the, I would say, EFB in Flight Simulator 2024. So let's look at the screenshots. And here we can see the screenshots of the aircraft. You can see nicely modeled. I hope they also have some closer pictures. Here we go. Where you can also see the usage on the liveries, which it makes it, I would say, more realistic. And I'll show us some insights. We can see here you can open the door, you can open the cargo door. Really nice. But show us the cockpit. Maybe they are below this, let's say, this range of images. Yeah, here we go. So this is the electronic flight bag. This is the custom G3000, as you can see. Also a lot of cool things over there. You can see a lot of nice instruments, a lot of details. Cockpit is also containing usage, which makes it more realistic. Also, based on this, the autopilot is included. You can see that it's currently flying on the autopilot. This is the cockpit, also pretty cool. All kind of details are included, including food, including drinks, which you can order or take. And then on the bottom, might be a little bit hard to see, there are some screenshots of the EFB. So you can see that you can collect the metadata, you can control the doors, you can control the ground equipment, you can set the weights, view the maps. You can even draw, right? That's the notepad which they refer to. And also include the maps, but that likely requires you to have the Navigraph subscription. So be aware of that. It also comes with a lot of liveries, as you can see. So a nice aircraft for, I'd say, a nice price. Then we've got Coen Simulations. It was silent a little bit, but now they came with a new helicopter, the CH1. It's, let's say, isn't just one helicopter. This is the Coen SC1, built from scratch and stand out and deliver something unforgettable. So unforgettable for you, brought by, in this case, Coen Simulations. So what's included? Well, you can see that the list is pretty lengthy. So 3 future updates, always cool, fully bindable throttle, which you can, I would say, configure depending on the hardware you're using. Support for default bindings, bindings explanation. This is really important, right? Because configuring your joystick can be kind of hard. There's the user manual, there's the professional paint kit, persistent systems, such as saves weight, balancing config, the real pilot input, dynamic tested by real world pilots, authenticated startup, realistic checklist, animated passengers, custom animated pilot, 3D and cockpit checklist, vibration effects, 20 liveries. There's a long list, right? So I will pick out some of them. Night lightning, detailed modeling, and the 4K visuals. And this is how it looks like. So also it's a special one, as you can see. This is the cockpit, right? Some nice gouges also. I'd say that reflection and also the usage over here is really cool. And this is during the night, right? So during the night, you've got some nice lighting inside the helicopter, which you can use. Also some cool liveries are included, as you can see, the US Army, a shark, and or this more traditional one. This is the engine, so it looked like that you can also remove the engine cover. Yeah, here we go. That's also nice. Say a little bit of what you would expect in Flight Simulator 2024. Also brought to you in Flight Simulator 2020 by Coen Simulations, and then passengers, of course. So a nice helicopter, and if we scroll down we can see some more pictures, although they look, well, they're a little bit different, but still cool. So nice, a new helicopter for Flight Simulator 2020. Now, if you want to fly the aircraft of Donald Trump, then you can use the Trump Special Liveries Presidential Fleet pack from Dreamscenery. You can apply it to the Airbus A320. The Boeing is also included, as it looks like. Keep in mind that you need to own the aircraft, of course, because this is a livery pack. So what's included? The Boeing 787 featuring the classic livery of Donald Trump's private presidential jet. The Airbus A320 with a custom visual identity replicating Trump's private aircraft design. Air Force One with traditional blue and white livery is included, used officially. And a new Air Force One livery unveiled by Trump during his term with dark blue, white and red accents, and now available in Flight Simulator. So let's have a look. So this is the new livery, where you can see the blue, red and white, and a little bit of gold over here. This is the private aircraft of Donald Trump. And here we see the Air Force One, right? So Air Force One, they were, I would say, without the red, right? So that's the traditional one. So if you love to fly the presidential aircraft, then you can now do that, because this livery pack can be applied to the aircraft in Flight Simulator 2020. You can see that the liveries are, I would say, high quality. So enjoy it. Also, I would say these details are like really nice. Pretty cool. Now, the next one is also a special one. It's the Space Shuttle extension, Sierra Charlie Alpha. This is a special aircraft. So there are 3 modes included in this aircraft, right? So the first mode is the Space Shuttle delivery by the carrier aircraft. So you can select any airport or runway as your departure and arrival. You will begin your journey in the Space Shuttle attached to the 747-100 carrier aircraft on the runway. And then you can take the shuttle to different bases. There are some descriptions over here, right? Kennedy Space Center, Edwards Air Force Base, departure, of course, Kennedy, and then the arrival at the Edwards Air Force Base. Then the second one is the Space Shuttle approach and landing training. You can select both the departure and arrival airports on the runways, and you can start flying attached the aircraft to the previous mode. Also pretty nice. And then the last one, the final stage of the shuttle atmospheric re-entry approach and landing, arrival airport runway. Do not specify a departure point. And this is what's included. It's a little bit unclear about, okay, what is all included, to be honest. But the description gives us a little bit more insights. First of all, it's the accurate NASA Boeing 747-100 space carrier aircraft 3D model. Then it contains some enhanced visual effects, such as the atmospheric re-entry, plasma glow, smoke trails, vapor effects, landing gear dust and wake turbulence. Then there's the custom audio enhancements, the air show assistant add-on integration, multiplayer compatible Xbox controlled shortcuts are there, external view, visual approach guidance system is there, vocal guidance from the co-pilot, real-time flight controller advice, drogue chute simulates the realistic aerodynamic forces and the HUD culmination for accurate visual guidance, and of course there's the action camera with toggle exterior view in the key events. Unfortunately, there are not too many screenshots besides the one on the top, but it looks cool. But I would say I would have a close look at the description of the vendor to make sure that you're, I would say, getting what you want. Based on this, it looks like that they have multiple, let's say, aircraft types, right? So this is only the shuttle, this is the shuttle on top of the aircraft, and multiple ones of this, like the Columbia, the Atlantis, and the Challenger. So pretty nice package, I would say. And then you might think, okay, are we there yet? No, there's one left, and that's the Spartan 7W Executive by I&I Builds. And I&I Builds is known for their airports, known for their aircrafts. So let's look what they included. Unfortunately, there's not a lot, right? You can only see that it's, I would say, built by the renowned Spartan aircraft company, and there's a lot of documentation about it. It looks like there's an EFB included, multiple aircraft variants, the classic hybrid and full modern aircraft, detailed external pre-flight items, stunning enhanced PBR textures, and an authentic sound suite. And then, of course, the liveries are included, in-cockpit customization, and immersive navigation and communication systems. So let's have a look at the screenshots in that case. You can see that there's a cover on the canopy, right? So that makes it really nice. Also the chocks and the other systems. So it looks like that this one is also compatible with Flight Simulator 2024 based on, let's say, some of the components over there. This is the inside of the aircraft. A lot of details, a lot of lighting. Also, you can see that the usage is there in the cockpit, which makes it more realistic. Then this is the instrument panel, right, with some gouges, with some instruments. And based on this, it looks like that there are 2 Garmin systems integrated in the aircraft. Another livery. So it's pretty nice. So if we scroll down, we can see some more detailed pictures from different standpoints. And you can see that this is again a high quality aircraft. Based on this, it looks like that you can select multiple configurations, as already mentioned in the description, right? These are the 3 models you can select. This, I would say, likely the most modern one, whereas these are the more traditional ones. Also, there's an electronic flight bag, but it's only on the phone, so keep that in mind. And with that, we're at the end of this video where we looked at all the new aircrafts and aircraft liveries which are included this week in the marketplace for Flight Simulator 2020. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, then consider to use the like button. And if you're now more interested in more, I would say, scenery enhancements or maybe airport enhancements or maybe some new activities, then have a look at the description of this video because there are links to those videos as well. Thanks for watching and hope to see you back next week.